Tuesday. Let me readjust this. We got a pretty good glare from the lights there. Bring that down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So anyway, short episode tonight. We're going to check out one thing. And hey, if somebody wants to catch a sign on the wall, be sure to let me know which sign we want to squeeze in yet tonight. So anyway, we'll give everybody a few more seconds to get their notifications and let them know that we're on. Kevin L is here and ready to go. Been kind of weird. I haven't been really covered up this week. So it was kind of nice. I actually got on the loader and I actually started moving some cars around in the new yard. Finally, after 3 or 4 years, I'm going to start getting things sorted out over there and try to get things in groups. Finally just decided I have to get started. I picked a point and that's where I started. And hopefully we'll start seeing some organization in some of that stuff over there because it's a disaster. So Pete's here with us. Glad you're here, Pete. So anyway, hope you guys all caught the video last night. Jeff from Ottawa is on. So who caught the video last night with Doug Prey and the super cool stuff from Auburn Cord Duesenberg? I hope you guys caught that last night. And then, like I said, Jim's here. Let me know which sign we want to do on the wall tonight. Brian Dispatch. Number one said, hey, if we had a short episode, let's do a sign on the wall. So keep that in mind. Throw up your suggestions on the signs on the wall for what we want to check out. But anyway, let's get into this super cool piece tonight. So let me get things adjusted and I will flip it down here and we will check it out and see what you guys think. All right, tonight's piece. Soda pop sign. I've got a few soda pop signs in here. Not a lot. Most of them, actually there's a stack of them over there on the floor. There's a few of them hung up. I don't really have any pharmacy signs. We can sure catch a soda pop sign. Neon sign, got a few of those. Neon signs are always good. But tonight's piece, like I said, I hope you guys caught last night's episode and checked out the super cool stuff we were doing at Auburn Cord Duesenberg. But the piece we're going to check out tonight is probably going to look familiar because there it is. Yes, believe it or not, Doug actually sold that. I actually bought that piece from him. So it is now part of my collection for whatever that's worth. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but I thought it was super cool. We were checking it out, and he did say, you know, it's one of those things that he knew that Addie and I would appreciate it. He knew that we respected a lot of this stuff, and he said, you know, for you, he said, yeah, I would sell it. So it's kind of crazy to think about, but there it is. It's part of our collection. It is an original piece of artwork. Like we talked about on the video last night. Yeah, that's right. Because I just got it when I saw Pete at Mecum, Tulsa. I literally had just gotten it like that morning or the day before. So I was kind of geeked that he agreed to sell it. Like we talked about in the video last night, I seriously doubt Gordon Burig actually did the drawing because it would have been illegal for him to do it. It could have gotten him in a ton of hot water. Did he have an opinion? Did he influence this design? I can almost guarantee you that he influenced it because he was unofficially involved with the new Cord project. Obviously not in a real capacity. I'll definitely die with the most toys. I don't know about that, but you know, he couldn't help in an official capacity, but he did talk to Glenn Prey on a regular basis. Glenn Prey stayed at Gordon Burig's house when he was visiting. Gordon Burig was obviously well aware of what was coming down the pipe in Ford in 62 and 63 with the smaller cars and the Mustang and things like that. So there's, you know, I mean, my biggest thing as far as I'm concerned is this rear deck is what resembles Mustang to me. But I think that was trying to go with the more modernized look when obviously we can see the exhaust pipes coming out here with the classic Cord look. So no, nothing went any further than this sketch. This is the only sketch. Dennis is here with us. This is the only sketch that was known to have ever been done. Like I said, I think Gordon Burig heavily influenced the piece. I seriously doubt that he did it because, like I said, it would have been completely illegal and could have, you know, ruined his career and absolutely destroyed his position with Ford had he been officially doing designs for another car company, albeit a small, you know, specialty type company. Designing a car for another company while he was under contract with Ford would obviously, or could obviously, wreck his career. So that's why I doubt he did this actual piece, but I think he heavily influenced this piece, or at least, you know, made Glenn Pray well aware of what was coming with the shorter rear chopped off deck design. Nothing, number one, nothing at all. I mean, this is literally the only design study known to have ever been done of this car. And obviously, when we look at these features up here, we know they were trying to compare it to the Cord. We have the original Cord design here, but this was early to mid 60s type styling and design on the rear of this car. So that's why Doug and I speculate this was done in that time frame with heavy influence from Gordon Buehring. Try to show it close up so they can see the sketch lines, okay? And actually here we can see some of this stuff. I haven't taken it out and laid it out yet because I don't know if it will come out in one piece. But here we can see some of these pencil lines here. Obviously, you know, some of these sketch lines over here, things like that. Another kind of loose line down here. And you can see the tears in this, the missing pieces out of this. You know, obviously it is a, you know, fairly fragile piece. You're right at 60 years old. And you can see these sketch lines here. This line as it came down through here and was drawn all the way through the wheel out the back. How this was actually, like I said, a hand-drawn original type piece. So there it is. Kind of crazy to think that, you know, it's part of my collection now. You know, I've got the original Eagle drawing, the original watercolor Eagle drawing. We need to get that back out here one of these days as well. In fact, you guys want to see it, I can run and grab it too if you don't remember the Eagle sketch that I've got. Probably the last watercolor design ever done for an AMC-based automobile. That's kind of a unique piece as well. This artwork, these design pieces, you know, like I said, this is a one-off deal. They don't exist. These are pieces of automotive history, and I was super geeked to have the opportunity to own it and add it to our collection. So, but anyway, there it is. I thought I'd kind of surprise you guys. We didn't talk about it in the video that we were going to do a deal on it. So I thought it'd be cool to show the video and then maybe surprise you guys that, hey, it's actually here as part of my collection. So, and there probably could be, you know, probably some design company. I don't think Glenn Pray did any of his own designs. So he probably, what I'm betting, you know, like Doug and I talked about, you know, really Gordon Buehring could not legally have done it. He may have did, perfect, Tweedledee, glad you got it. But had he done an actual sketch for a different car company, like I said, albeit a small specialty company, it could have put him in dire straits with the Ford Motor Company. So I think he was probably feeding information to Glenn Pray. I would imagine from what Doug has said, I'm sure Doug probably, or that Glenn probably saw some pre-production Mustang drawings, and this was probably a concept that Gordon Buehring probably had a finger in, as well as Glenn Pray. And they probably, I'm betting, had a third party draw it and said, hey, we want a short rear deck convertible with a classic type front end to kind of mix what is coming down the pipe over the next few years to give this newly designed Cord some flair that is going to be recognized as a more modern type car and make it stand out a little bit as opposed to just the classic styling. Now, we know today that obviously the small Cord that came out in the mid-60s was basically a copy of the original Cord in design, just a smaller version of it, to try to make it more, you know, modernized as being a little bit smaller car, to make the Corvair transaxle assembly fit correctly in the car. All those different facets affected the design of the 8/10 Cord that Glenn Pray had designed in the early to mid-60s. So there it is. Like I said, I'm geeked about it. It's a super cool piece. It's a specialty piece. It's the only one. It's the only one known to exist. It is obviously an original. When we look at these pencil lines and things like that in this stuff, the tears, the watercolor, water stains, it is an original piece that they found buried in the factory from 60 years ago of when the Cord was being redesigned. So, hope you guys liked it. Like I said, something kind of different. Just kind of thought I'd surprise you with it maybe a little bit after we saw the video last night. So, anyway, that's what I had for you. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you thought it was cool. Obviously, I was geeked about it. I was a little bit in shock when he said, yeah, I'd probably let that go. So, glad you guys are digging it. Some nice comments. Pete knows it's beautiful because he got to see it in person when we were at Mecum, Tulsa. Because I literally had just gotten it, and I'm like, dude, you got to check this out. Because I was pretty excited about it. So I've got that one. I've got my Eagle watercolor, probably the last AMC car ever designed that was never produced. I've got this Cord drawing, original watercolor of a car that was never produced. And to me, I kind of geek out on that stuff because it's the only one. A lot of signs are rare, a lot of cans are rare, but for the most part, they were produced. Things like this, that's it. It was a one-off design sketch. Nothing else out there like it. So, I love it. Glad you guys too as well. So, anyway, we're going to wrap it up, or anybody want to do a sign tonight? You guys tell me. I did work on some other videos today. I got a little bit of the new inventory shot, but man, I've got so much to do. I mean, I bet there's 20 cars and trucks to do videos on. So, been working on some of those. We will have new inventory tomorrow night. We will have new inventory Friday night, and hopefully over the next few weeks, try to get caught up on some of this new inventory stuff that has been coming in. I just haven't stopped and taken time to shoot it for you. So, anyway, Kevin says, let's do a sign. Number one says soda signs. We got one right over there. Let's do a soda sign. This is actually a sign that Shayla picked out, believe it or not. So, no, she's back at school, so I did it. One of one beats rare. That's true, Dan. That's very true. So, like I said, the other thing about one of one, especially a piece like this, is the 8/10 Cord did not turn into a huge success. Glenn Prey actually was pushed out of the company prior to production starting because Glenn said the car is not ready yet. The investor said, we want the car in production now. They kind of forced Glenn Prey out, built the car anyway, and he was right. It was not ready for production. They had some issues. They only built about 50 of them, and that was kind of the end of the story. Even though all the technology, the Flexolite bodies, I think it was Flexolite, can't remember what they call them, U.S. Tire Company, Alan's here on the rubber-type bodies, all the design innovation, all the technology, but Glenn knew it wasn't quite ready. The investors pushed him out, forced the car into production, and it had issues and was not successful. So, but that happens sometimes. Anyway, let's catch a soda sign. Number one said soda sign. Let's do a soda sign. It was number one's idea to start doing some of these. So Alex loved the drawing. We'll check it out one more time here in a little bit. But let's go catch a soda sign. We'll head over here. This is a sign that Shayla actually picked out. We were at an auction, and she's like, I really dig that one. Let's go for that one. So we did. I cannot remember the artist on these though, but it is these signs have become very popular. I think it was a Peter somebody was the artist on these signs, and they have gotten extremely collectible and extremely popular since we bought this one. The 7-Up. Bill Wagaman's here. This is an early 70s piece. I cannot remember the artist on it though. If I'd have known we were going to do this one or not, I'd have looked it up. But he did a series of these. Peter Max. Bingo. You got it, Alex. Peter Max. This was a Peter Max design. They did several 7-Up pieces. I believe this was like a bottle rack topper because it is mounted. It's a flange type. It is mounted up there on top of the wall. So it is a Peter Max 7-Up. Yeah, Pete got it as well. I knew it was a Peter. I just couldn't spit it out. But we were at an auction, and Shayla's like, I like that. I like the colors. I like the design. Let's go for that one. So we got it bought. And since we've gotten it bought, the Peter Max 7-Up pieces have really blown up in value. So that's the only one we've got. Fortunately, we did get one, but it is a great piece. You can tell, obviously, it is in great condition. You can see the sheen on it. Alex says he is very collectible. Yeah, and those things have gotten crazy. That Peter Max 7-Up stuff has gotten crazy. So there it is. It is about 3 foot long. Like I said, I can't quite get to it. I've got it mounted up on top of this wall, along with some other flange type signs that stand up, and I can screw them right to the top up there. But a really cool piece. I'm glad she picked it out. Obviously, it was a good buy compared to what those signs have done lately, especially one in this good a condition with those kind of colors. Kenny's here. It is painted tin, Chris. Those Peter Max signs were painted, and it is just a painted metal sign. It's not porcelain or anything. These were early 70s era, I believe, so they were just a painted tin sign. Alan digs it. Yeah, great piece. Not something that really jumped out at me, but she was like, we needed to get one of those, so we did, and I'm glad we did, because they have turned into a very collectible piece. So anyway, yes, hello, Dum Dum. How are you? What are you doing? Hey, goofball. Yes, hi, how are you? All right, well, I'm glad you like it. Number one, it was your idea, so I'm glad you dug it. So, that wasn't Gray Kitty, that was Dum Dum. He was a Tiger Kitty. So anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. I'll give you one more look at this thing just because it is such a beautiful piece. Plus some of you guys that jumped on late. There it is. The original one-off, hand-drawn, early cord design that I got from Doug Prey. That was a piece of history that his dad had done as they were working on the revitalization of the cord automobile in the early 1960s. So, if you didn't catch last night's video, jump on, check it out. Hear Doug tell that story about this piece. Bill Wagaman saw it. Yes, Alex, it is mine. I own it. I bought it. It's part of my personal collection now. So, like I said, I've got 2 of them now. I've got that Eagle watercolor for the car that was never built. That was probably the last AMC ever designed. And now I've got this piece, which was a design that was never put into production either, for a modernized version of the cord from the 1960s. So, anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of great positive comments about it. So, glad you guys thought it was cool. I'm obviously geeked that it's part of my collection now. These one-off pieces like the Eagle watercolor and this piece, there's nothing else out there. I mean, they are as unique as it gets. Sometimes that doesn't obviously translate to valuable because not a lot of people may know about them. But when there's only one, that's exciting, especially when it's car design stuff. I'm not an artist. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. So when I see cool stuff like this, I can really appreciate it. So anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. Appreciate you guys swinging by, hanging out. If you didn't catch the video from last night, be sure to check it out. We got more new inventory coming up. Got a garage find coming up tomorrow night. Not the most exciting car in the world, but it's still exciting to find one that's been sitting in a garage for decades and covered in dirt. Got that coming up tomorrow night. And working on trying to work my way through this new inventory. So we'll have some new inventory Friday night. And Sunday night live chat, we're going to give away all of those enamel badges to some lucky winners Sunday night. So if you're not in the big Buick oil can yet, make sure you get your chances in. If you're going to mail them, it's going to be tight for me to have them by Saturday. Make sure you get them in the mail tomorrow. PayPal friends and family obviously is instant, or you can always Western Union. Cool pieces. The first prize is going to get 4 badges. It's history and it's valuable. Sleep well. Love my Packard. The engine pressure tested today. Awesome. Excited to hear that, Alex. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. I'm geeked about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So, Sunday night, don't forget to get into that drawing for all those enamel badges. First prize, the Studebaker badge, the big red Studebaker, the Studebaker, the Nash, the Chevy, and the Ford. And then the second name out of the can is going to have the choice between the Overland or the Buick. The third name will get the other one, the Overland or the Buick, whichever the second winner does not take. So you won't want to miss that. Anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out a little bit on Tuesday night. I got a lot of work to do tonight. I'm going to get rolling. Glad you enjoyed the watercolor. If you missed the video last night where Doug told the story, be sure to check it out. Stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up later this week. And we hope to see you all 7 o'clock Sunday night for Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching, everybody.